What is up? Football is back. RPG Fantasy Sports Report, back. Campaign number 2. You know me, I'm RPG. Ron Burgundy, what do you say? As you may or may not have noticed, depending if you watched last year, we have moved from the living room to the garage. Got a nice little banner, got some curtains. Everything we own is behind this. Thank you to my wife for making this happen. Anyway, it's going to be a great season. Hope you're along for the ride. We're going to go straight to week 2. If you drafted first or second, chances are you took Arian Foster. You've got to be happy with the fact that he did practice Wednesday. He did practice Thursday. Scheduled to play Sunday. Personally, I don't think he starts. I think Ben Tate starts. I think Foster gets 10 to 14 carries. The good thing is, that's pretty much all he needs to make a difference with that zone blocking scheme. You drafted him early. You probably don't have 2 better guys, so you've got to start him. Doesn't mean you do not look Sunday. It's a late game. Make sure he's in. I personally thought earlier in the week he wasn't going to play. I'm still not sold, but if he does play and he gets 10 carries or more, you got to play him because he's that good. Everybody could run. I could run behind that line. Ron Burgundy could run behind that line. So that's good news. A couple other injuries. Steven Jackson looks like he's out for sure. Cadillac Williams will start. Not a bad flex play. I don't really love him. He's probably going to break his leg on the second carry. He's got a injury checkered past, but he's not a bad start, especially if you had Jackson. Mike Tolbert was just writhing in pain when he hurt his knee, but apparently he's good to go, which helps me because he's on one of my teams. Got 3 touchdowns last week. What up? Nosha Moreno, hamstring. Surprise, surprise. Questionable. You Wilson McGahee owners, be wary because if Moreno's out, McGahee's a good RB2 this week. Hakeem Nicks, bum knee. Earlier in the week he said he wasn't going to play. Now he says he's going to play. Bad thing is Monday night game. That's no good. If you got Nicks, unless you're sold on just completely not playing him at all, you got to pick up maybe Dominic Hickson, who's a nice sneaky start if Nicks is out, or pick up one of the 86 Ram receivers that are no good. Sims Walker, Brandon Gibson, or super sleeper Greg Salas is going to be playing the slot. But I would definitely pick up somebody and make sure you have a backup because Nicks he's a great receiver, but he's always hurt. And on Monday night, you don't want to get jammed and lose because of that. So those are some of the injuries. Brandon Lloyd too, questionable groin. Who knows what's going to happen with that? Monitor that as well. You're starting everybody, all your studs. We've been over this last season, this season. There's some sneaky guys I like this week. I don't know how sneaky they are, but usually they're ranked outside their own top 20 for receivers or running backs, outside the top 10 or 12 for quarterbacks. Sexy Rexy Grossman. I don't really buy week 1 tremendously. The Giants secondary was so beat up, but the Cardinals secondary is horrible. I'm a Cardinal fan. I saw the whole game. They are not good on defense. They're like the Texans of last year. So you've got to like Grossman. You've got to like Santana Moss. I even like Fred Davis, the tight end. Brian Fitzpatrick, don't think last week was a fluke. I like him. Fred Jackson, James Starks, McGahee, who I mentioned earlier at running back. I had Ryan Grant before the season started. I thought he'd take the job over, but he did not look good, and James Starks picked up right where he left off in the playoffs. Sort of sneaky. Fred Jackson gets no love. Yeah, Spiller got a touchdown last week, but it was in garbage time. The guy just rolls up yards. Receiver, Dominic Hickson, if Nicks doesn't play, and Manningham, who really isn't a sleeper. I said Santana Moss, Jordy Nelson. They're going to throw the ball a lot. I think he's third on the pecking order behind behind Jennings and my boy, what's the tight end? I just forgot his name. Jermichael Finley. Sorry, it's our anniversary tonight, me and Ron Burgundy, so I had a little booze. And Nate Burleson, who I like a lot as well. Tight end, Greg Olsen. I like him a lot. Green Bay's going to be way ahead of that game. Cam Newton's going to have to throw as many times as he did last week. He's not going to have as good a game as he did against the Cardinals. But, that tight end's a good safety valve. I like Olsen to get a touchdown, maybe about 50 or 60 yards. Some guys I don't really like that much. And again, if you got to start him, you've got to. Sam Bradford, not a lot of receiving targets, plus little dinged up, and the Giants are going to blitz him just like Philly did last week. Don't think he's going to have a lot of time. He's just going to dump the ball off to Kendricks and a couple of those guys. Kevin Cobb, hey man, I'm a Cardinal fan. I love him. He played well last week. But Washington defense is improved. Cobb is susceptible to turnovers, and I think the Cardinals are going to run the ball a little bit this weekend. Running back, Ryan Grant, like I said before, he's completely seemed to have lost his job. I mean, I don't think it's over yet, but at this point you can't start him. Marshawn Lynch, Seattle's offense is just, I don't think I could ever start anybody on that team. Moreno, even if he starts, he'll be limited. Not going to get the goal line carries. If you got a better option, do it. Mark Ingram as well. That's a three-headed monster there. And they're not going to run well against the Bears. You know, Brian Urlacher, emotional time. His mom died. He's going to be pissed. I would want to be running against him on Sunday. And at receiver, Mike Thomas, going to have to probably go against Revis. And they don't run the ball. McNown's throwing the ball. I mean, I don't see much happening there. And Ocho Cinco, if you watch the game on Monday night, he wasn't on the field that much. So I definitely wouldn't even insert him into your lineup until he proves that he can play half the series. So I do have a couple super sleepers. I like to call them Ron Burgundy's super sleepers of the week. Ronno. Danny Woodhead, Darren Sproles. Good flex plays this week. Not so much running the ball with Sproles. I needed that, by the way. But he is going to be a threat out of the backfield, catching balls, especially against a Bears team that's going to stop the run. Lance Moore maybe not going to play. We know Colson's out. Sproles had 75 yards receiving last week. Look for him to get involved in the passing game. And Woodhead, the guy just quietly just gets yards. That's going to be a high-scoring game against the Chargers. And he's going to be involved in the running game and the passing game. They're super sleepers. I'm not starting them at 1 or 2, but as a flex spot, not a bad play this week. So that's pretty much it for week 2. If there's one thing I got to tell you, my little tip of the week, don't overreact to week 1. Definitely pay attention. Like, I'd be worried if I had LeGarrette Blount. The fact that he's not going to play any third downs. If they get down, he is not going to play. I'd be worried about that. Ocho Cinco played like 18 at like 85 snaps. That worries me. But don't freak out and make some stupid trade or drop somebody. Ride the storm. If you want to put them on your bench, that's fine. Vincent Jackson, Chris Johnson, they didn't do anything. You're not going to drop them. So don't overreact. Good luck week 2. RPG, Big Ron, good luck in week 2. Thanks.